Welcome to another Down the Rabbit Hole video. We're doing another Old Farts Watch anime because we haven't done one of these for quite a while. And this is actually one from one of my subscribers who recommended we try this out. He had a few that he had recommended, but none of them really quite made the cut because they were either too long or too violent. And then he finally said, oh, well, in that case, try out Zenki because it's really good. He likes it. Never heard of it before. What's interesting is, though, it looks a lot like another one. This is all recommended from Senior Dossier, by the way. I assume that's how you say your name. He was also the one who recommended years ago we watch Super Saiyan something. And when I look at the outfits on these characters, at least from the images that I've pulled up, it looks a little bit like Super Saiyan. So I suspect Senior Dossier has a certain type of anime he likes. Let's see if this is any good. Let's try it out.
A long, long time ago, the great sorcerer Ano Osuno brought to life a fierce guardian spirit. His name was Zenki. Osuno used the almighty Zenki. The invincible Zenki rises again.
Jackie! Jackie! Hey, where do you think you're going? She's such a strange child. Isn't she, Zenki?
So she talks to the evil spirit? Like a chum?
Ano Temple has a 1,200-year-old history. What was that? Oh, this is so odd. I hope nothing bad happens.
A little late for that.
Huh?
Look what you did to our faces. We're all dirty.
Wait a minute, she's just unleashed a raven from another portal and you're just worried about dirty faces? Okay, that was Zenki. That was confusing, but full of surprises. So in a way it was good, I think.
Not sure.
Yeah. You first, I guess. You got something to say?
Well, I was really surprised to see how much flesh there was.
Yeah, there was, if not any violence, there was just a little slip of nudity here and there. Luckily, we didn't show anything here, but, yeah, this one was really super weird. Now, I have to confess, when I watched the first viewing, and then just doing the little clip there, I thought the intro bit, they were saying that the old wizard had managed to contain an evil spirit called Zenki. Turns out, no, it's actually a protecting guardian spirit to stop evil. But because of the imagery, because they show all these like vicious monsters and they keep saying Zenki and they're talking about how it was locked away, for some reason in my head I had it that Zenki was this evil demon. So when the old lady is like, oh, she's got a young spirit, that one, doesn't she, Zenki? And she's looking at the temple icon rock thing. I was just like, so you guys keep this demon just around as your village kind of protector? Well, I didn't have it in my head it was protector yet. I was thinking, you've got this locked away demon and you're just toying, joking about it. I thought that was really weird. However, in watching it, no, it's not the case. It's actually a guardian spirit, not a garden spirit. But further confusion abounded for me because then I thought her name was Jackie. It's actually Chiaki, I think, is in the town trying to get people to come and visit. And I was just like, okay, so is this like in Hotel Transylvania where like the town is so famous for this monster that they've got tourists showing up? Is that what is going on here? No, turns out it's a guardian. Very, very confusing. But I will say, for me, that ended up eventually being rewarding because of all the surprises. And I'll save the surprises till I hear more what Dee thinks.
You're right, it was very confusing. Now, those three girls who came up to the temple with her were her friends?
I think so.
I gather.
Or were they hiring her to show off the temple?
Well, I think that that was the thing that was confusing. They seemed like her friends, but they seemed to have hired her to show the temple.
Yeah.
So that was very unclear.
Yeah, they were very familiar. For business people who had just hired her services, they're on very good terms, because then they all hang out in a hot tub naked together.
Yeah, and then the whole thing where she starts to do the chant. So, she's done the chant, and the raven or whatever it was that came flying out. She's obviously done that chant before. So what made it so different that this raven came flying out?
Yeah, that was something that surprised me on multiple levels. Like, is this dying town that has a guardian, and they've got this evil seed thing, and that's kind of made it very special, therefore all these people come by, and you've got these old wise kind of samurai guys and that kind of stuff. But then why is it she's just instantly able to cast a spell, have the raven come through, like it's no big deal? We find out later she's got some kind of heritage to explain why she's so magically powered, but it's confusing. Now, the surprise, the benefits for me or what paid off for that. Again, assuming these three ladies were like friends of hers or whatever, when, spoiler for the first episode, they turn evil, and I think, weren't they killed?
No, I thought they'd been turned into vampires.
Yeah, but were they destroyed at the end of it? I can't remember.
No, I don't think so. I think that they were there in the background.
Okay. Maybe in further episodes they continue along as characters, but I got the impression it's like, no, these are... it looked like there was something going to happen there as far as relationships, who these people are, and now they're just evil, and they're going to be cast aside. Like, I was just like, oh, this is totally not what I expected for the setup of this first episode. Retro gaming kind of connection in here, which I think is funny. So she then conjures up Zenki, or the grandmother conjures up Zenki, and he appears, and I thought, okay, you're going to unleash this demon. No, it's guardian spirit. And a little bratty kid comes out. Then they do it again, and he transforms into the big heroic guy. Very much reminded me of Space Ace, for those who remember that old arcade machine, like a Dragon's Lair thing. You've got the big heroic version of the guy, but he can also get hit by the Infanta Ray, and he turns into this little whiny Dexter, snivelly brat guy. That's going on in this, which I thought was kind of like, oh, okay, so sometimes he's a big powerful hero, and sometimes he's this little scrawny brat. That was just in my head. Also, I have found out there's a Game Gear version of Zenki, so maybe I'll pick that up sometime and just try it out on the Game Gear. But we're getting past the thing here. Did I like it? I found it was very shrill. The girls are all screaming and giggling way too much. As long as that's not representative of what the whole series is like, maybe I would watch more. What about you, Dee?
I think I would pass on this one. Yeah.
It was strange, confusing. There was a reward for how confusing it was, but I don't think it was compelling enough to want to make me come back for more.
No.
Oh well, but a nice recommendation, Senior Dossier.
Thank you very much.
Yes, very much appreciate it, and we will be doing more Old Farts Watching Anime very soon. So until next time, we'll see you down the rabbit hole.
See you next time.